Hi, I'm Mike Finch, and to help me give you my rapid fire locks for UFC 303, I brought a musket. So let's start it off. First rapid fire lock, Payton Talbot. Obviously, we're calling it by knockout because those odds are ridiculous. My second rapid fire lock, Fili. Fili should be able to take out an aging Swanson in a good fight. My third rapid fire lock. We're talking. I didn't even hit the frick. Let me put the flint in here. Okay, this isn't real, by the way. Don't report me. Put the flint in here. Boom. Joe Pyfer. Marc-Andre Barriault's got cardio, but I believe that Joe Pyfer should be able to get this thing done. And then we're going up to Alex Pereia for a knockout over Jiří Procházka. Was that all five? No, I missed one. I almost forgot about the guy. I'll bring the musket back out. Garry. Garry over a very dynamic striker, a very rangy guy, probably a decision, probably one that goes long over MVP. Those are my 5 rapid fire locks. I'm going to break all of those fights down in detail in this video. Timestamps are linked in the description and the comments. But first, not Razor Rob, that's Rob McCullough. Razor, beautiful right hand directly to the jaw of Ikram Aliskerov, and Rob the Reaper Whittaker gets the knockout. Rob Whittaker looked tremendous. A beautiful first round KO. That was like tremendous. It was a beautiful first round knockout. Tremendous. I look around, I say, wow, look at all these Rob Whittaker fans. They show up everywhere. Look at the cameras. Turn the cameras around so you could see all these Rob Whittaker fans. Because beforehand, you guys were talking some shit. Beforehand, the #1 comment on my last video was, I see Rob Whittaker's the fans pick. The fans pick? The fans pick? Me? Listen here, motherfucker. When I was 11 years old, my dad told me, you'll never do anything with mixed martial arts. You'll never make a career out of this. This is all I do. I run a UFC gym in Los Angeles. I go and train jiu-jitsu in the morning. I'm sparring by night. I've trained at King's MMA. I've trained all around the country. Jackson Wink. I mean, you name it. I have been on the mats with some of the best coaches and the best fighters in the world. I have competed. I am 5-0 myself. I obsess over Jiu-Jitsu Fanatics videos of John Danaher showing cutting-edge jiu-jitsu. I was on the floor watching Mike Tyson film his striking dynamics videos over at King's MMA. I live and breathe this shit. I've predicted every single UFC fight, for better or for worse, for the past 3 years. So don't you tell me that it's just a fan's pick, because you know what Rob Whittaker's pick was? You know who liked Rob Whittaker's pick? My bank account. Rob Whittaker. Kelvin Gastelum comes through on the lock. I saw somebody called me stupid. Internet, chill. I know I'm not chill, but you chill. All right? Show some respect around here, because I wore my Versace today. The card was awesome. Rob Whittaker looked really good. Big right hand straight down the pipe. I mean, he really caught Ikram Aliskerov off guard. You saw Ikram Aliskerov not even really into the fight yet, throwing, honestly, some bad shit. As far as shot selection goes, you're not trying to throw like a knee to the body while Rob Whittaker comes in. Not ideal. Rob Whittaker has power. Rob Whittaker's been the champ. Ikram Aliskerov, to that point, had not fought anybody the likes of a Rob Whittaker, unless you're going to talk about that Khamzat Chimaev knockout, especially in the UFC. I said it before, going from Warlley Alves up to Rob Whittaker, having a training camp for a jiu-jitsu guy, and then switching to Rob Whittaker is a big difference from Rob Whittaker switching from the Khamzat training camp to going against another guy who can wrestle and who's got power in his hands. So Rob Whittaker was ready to pull the trigger. And he did. Damn impressive performance by Razor Rob. Razor Rob, I did it again. Damn. The Reaper. Rob Whittaker. I liked the Kelvin Gastelum performance. It was awful that he missed weight, but you know, it didn't change the wrestling, right? Didn't change the fact that D-Rod was not going to stop that takedown. Didn't change the fact that Kelvin can box. And he's been in there toe-to-toe with a who's who in the middleweight division. So 185, he's comfortable. And he did his thing, man, you know? D-Rod didn't fight bad, but we had Kelvin as a lock. And I went 4-1 on my locks. So I'm feeling kind of good about that. All right. Went like 8-1 or 7-1 on my BKFC picks. I pick fights, folks. I hope you like it. From Fresno, Boogeyman, 420 donation from Fresno. From Fresno, thank you so much for the donation. Second ever donation because I just got the super stickers started. So I'll always give you guys a shout out. I appreciate it. Finch the GOAT coldest fight. I appreciate that. Bro, you're really GOAT status. I'm appreciating your good work. Thank you, Sean Shelby. Sean Shelby, can you bring me into the UFC now? Is it time? Could I have the Mike Finch Show UFC version on your platform? Come on. Come on. I'll talk good about Power Slap, I swear. Anakin Skywalker, you're the GOAT. Thank you. Gastelum didn't win that fight. Obama phone. You're the problem, Obama phone. What up, Finch? What up, Lando? You forgot to mention that Johnny Walker locked Finch. Bro, I said 4-1. I did not forget to mention that. You see what I'm saying? I give out free picks, okay? A lot of people charging, all right? I got friends who charge for picks. Giving you free picks. This is what I get. Johnny Walker lost. Like, yeah? How about me going 4-1 and 5-0 consistently for you guys? Fuck out of here, Bo. I don't even care anymore. So happy Whittaker beat that chinny dude. There's levels to this. Hi, Finch. Why was Walker your lock? Because I needed a fifth lock. I said that one was iffy. I told you guys, go watch it back. Go watch the tape. I said, you know, that I'm throwing this in because the odds were close. Damn, I got to talk about the Walker lock. How about the other four I freaking nailed? Ikram got no chin. No, it's true. Walker's got a chin problem. And we saw the best version of Volkan Ozdemir. I think Volkan Ozdemir had that Johnny Walker fight, and he on the horizon, and he said, you know what? I'm gonna go in tonight. I'm gonna let my hands go. I'm gonna sit down on my punches, and it really brought the best out of him. Ikram's not chinny. He just cut too much weight. That's a good point. I mean, that was part of the Rob Whittaker pick for sure. Is the quick change. And on top of that, flying from the Apex to Saudi, literally mentioned it. Finch hates chat, never reads it, literally reading every comment. Finch, man, what's popping? What's up, Mitch? All right, I'm back on it. But I wanted to read a couple comments for some love. But now we got a shitty comment. So there, you ruined it. You ruined it. I'm back out. Okay. Let's talk about these fights. Roman Dolidze was an interesting one for UFC 303, by the way. Roman Dolidze is interesting. I think he's better at grappling. He's a great grappler. He's got a more dynamic game than Lionheart Smith. Lionheart Smith shouldn't be just like jumping guillotines on him like he did to Petrino, right? I think that Roman Dolidze could get some takedowns here and work him, and even on the feet, you know? I'm not that impressed by Anthony Smith. Should I be? So I got Roman Dolidze. I know, not a lot of you are going to love me locking Payton Talbot at -1 billion or whatever his odds are, but I got to give you my most confident picks, right? Payton Talbot's at the top of it. Payton Talbot should win by knockout. So if you feel like betting a knockout prop on Payton Talbot is not crazy. That's not crazy. But I don't like betting props myself. I like to money line. So we'll see what I end up doing with that Payton Talbot fight. Not sure if I'll touch it or not on the betting side, but it is the most lopsided matchup on the card. Payton Talbot knockout, round 1. Andre Fili can get a knockout. Look, it might be a good fight too. All right. Can't be pissing off Cub Swanson. I like him a lot. Good dude. But Cub Swanson is an aging striker who's in there with another guy who's a veteran too, who's got, who's durable. I mean, dangerous. I think Andre Fili's due right here, and I think Cub Swanson's going to be on the wrong end of it. So Andre Fili knockout could be a decision. I don't know. They probably have a good fight. They probably do just strike, right? So I think Cub Swanson does his normal thing, goes toe to toe in a good fight, and Andre Fili pulls it out. So Andre Fili, like a late KO, like catching him with something is possible. So is a decision. So money line touch, potentially a parlay. Joe Pyfer. This one's interesting because Joe Pyfer is a high confidence lock, but it's also kind of a, Marc-Andre Barriault's got cardio, man. And we've seen they're like a bad matchup for each other in that way. We've seen Marc-Andre Barriault dig deep in the third round and pull fights out for decisions. But I think the problem here is he's going to be too easily found by Joe Pyfer. So although Joe Pyfer has bad cardio and Marc-Andre Barriault, his cardio is his weapon, right? It's that fitness, man. His high output. I think that's going to get him into trouble. I think exchanging with Joe Pyfer is going to not end well. Joe Pyfer's got a lot of power. I think he puts it on the jaw of Marc-Andre Barriault and gets him out of there. Garry. Some of you are surprised by this one, right? You're thinking, Mike, you worked for Bellator. You were cage side for MVP fights. How are you going to pick against MVP? Look, he's not as good of a puncher as Garry is, and Garry hits hard, and Garry's going to be hard to get to too. Garry's defensive level is pretty decent, right? And so MVP is going to have some trouble in this one. I think it's a good matchup for Garry. I know the odds are fairly close, and a lot of people have faith in MVP. If anything, MVP gets this thing to be kind of a close decision on the scorecards. I believe in the damage of an Garry. I believe in the fundamentals of an Garry. That bounce from MVP is great defensively, but he's going to have trouble landing, consistently. And, you're looking for something big. I've seen people say that already. MVP's due for a flying kick or something crazy. Look at who he was doing that to, guys. You got to understand that MVP's highlights are made up of people who didn't have any business of being in there with him. That's just the truth. He was brought up the way a manager wants to bring up a boxer, right? He was brought up on the UK scene and, even in Bellator, like the future pay-per-view star who needed some dubs, right? And he got those dubs, and then he became the pay-per-view guy, and then Douglas Lehman knocked him out. And then, he had this issue and that issue. Logan Storley's out wrestling him. That was a really close fight. They really didn't do shit to each other. That fight kind of sucked. MVP is very fun to watch. I'm excited for the fight, but I do believe that Garry's striking is going to, match up fine. And I think he's going to be able to win 2 out of 3 rounds handily. Let's say a 3-round decision for Garry. I do like the over on this one. I do think that defensively, they're both pretty good. And so they'll have trouble getting to each other. And then the last one, Payton. I saw you, MMA guru, go out there and pick Jiří Procházka. Ballsy, my friend. However, you think that because it gets chaotic on the feet, that's a good thing for Jiří Procházka? You think that because Payton's coming in fresh off of a short fight in his last fight, he's not going to be ready for chaos with a Jiří Procházka? He's got so much kickboxing experience. He's already fought Jiří Procházka. He knows Jiří better than we do and how he matches up against him. He knows what a tough fight is. This guy's not no amateur. This is a prime Payton. And if you want a chaos on the feet with Payton, you're getting knocked out. Payton is the most dangerous striker in the UFC right now. And Jiří Procházka gets hit by everybody. He gets in crazy exchanges and gets wobbled by everybody. You can't afford that against Payton. Alex Pereira puts a left hook on him, puts the kicks on him, puts him out. Alex Pereira by knockout. Guru had a couple other decent points. We could mention them. The obvious ones to mention are Payton's, he's celebrity now. He's coming in and he's got a little paparazzi Tai Tuivasa wants to spar and put it on camera. He's signing this, doing that. Didn't have a training camp. He's got a 5-round fight. Those are legitimate concerns. But the way the matchup looks to me, the way any Poatan fight looks to me, is that you better be able to take him down if I'm going to bet on you. If I'm going to put money on you to beat Poatan in the UFC in 2024, you better be one hell of a wrestler. You better be able to put him on his butt. And I don't have a consistent confidence that Jiří Procházka is that guy. That would be brilliant. If you're in Jiří Procházka's training camp, please train nonstop takedowns until the fight. Of course that makes sense, because if he can make this an MMA fight, now it gets interesting. But even on his back, like, you know, Poatan's calms things down. He's very collected. He doesn't waste energy. You guys notice that? Some people, they get taken down, the heart rate goes up. Oh my God, I'm losing this round, right? You don't see that in Poatan, and that's great for a 5-round fight. That's great for a champion. I like that quality. So we'll get Alex Pereira in as the 5th lock, right? Another one I was considering, I'm giving you 7, guys. So that's 5. 6 was Roman Dolidze. 7, I was considering Mayra Bueno Silva. The odds are really close. She's the submission queen. She just dealt with Holly Holm. Holly Holm's a much better distance striker than any of these girls. And so anywhere else besides distance striking, I think she could dominate Macy Chiasson. It's just, you know, it's that kickboxing range. And so let's go with Mayra Bueno Silva. So 7 fucking locks. My goodness. My goodness, do I come with the goods? What do you guys think? What do you guys think? I just wish, Finch, you could do this more earlier so we could get good odds. Fair enough. I mean, it's Monday. Like, you got all week. The odds will be moving around. Like on the Payton Talbot fight? Yeah. Yeah. Payton Talbot's sleeping this dude. This dude's immobile. I was watching some of his fights. Was he fighting in Brave? And he's got heavy feet, you know? Payton Talbot's going to be able to be slanging and banging. I think I got to make a Payton Talbot video, because not a lot of you knew about him, like dressing up like a girl and like dancing with dudes at parties or whatever the fuck videos I saw from my buddy Kelvin. So I think I need to make a Payton Talbot gay ? Video, right? MMA Guru's doing it with John Jones. I think I need to out Payton Talbot. Guru, don't take that. I better get this out before he takes that. I'm copying you, okay? You can't copy me. Don't copy me. Smith got this, Ty Gaines? Maybe. I think Roman Dolidze is better grappler. Not going to be getting guillotined like that. You know, tough, strong. But it's an interesting one. That's why I didn't put it in my 5, right? I gave you my 5 most confident. Finch, what's your opinion on the new gloves? There's been no knockouts under the middleweight division. Obama phone, the new gloves, they got the UFC's coming off of it. You saw that? First night they used them, like it was like peeling off, like they ironed it on. That happened to me in my 2nd or 3rd MMA fight. We ironed on the logos, and they started peeling right away. Like, that's what you'd expect out of that, right? That's what you'd expect out of me throwing some sponsors on a shirt last minute because they gave me a couple $100 to wear their logo out. I mean, for the UFC to have their gloves like that, come on. So some people like that they could bend them more. I haven't had a chance to try them on. I should try to see if I can get my hands on some. All right. You guys liked the picks last week? I did. I had a lot of fun. Rob Whittaker getting that knockout was sick. I know a lot of you were heavy on Ikram Aliskerov, so that was cool to see. Although I root for you guys to get it. I mean, you know, it's all love. I know I called out some of the haters, but I even love the haters. All right. We've been doing well here, folks. I'm going to keep hosting bare knuckle bets. So I have bare knuckle fighting championships picks. I might as well start dropping those. I got to make this Payton Talbot's gay video. I got shit to do. So I'm going to try to get a little more content out for you guys. And that'll be fun. We're going to keep it here every single Monday with the locks. And hopefully you guys enjoy it. Bet responsibly. I'm not telling you what to bet. I'm just telling you what I think. I think this is a good card, man. So Brian Ortega, Diego Lopes is a dope fight. I mean, some of these are awesome. Jourdain and Silva. Gillian Robertson, Waterson-Gomez, who knows? I took Waterson, but who knows? Boudet and Arlovsky, who knows, right? Arlovsky's 45 years old. He still don't give a fuck. So, I don't know. Slight lean to Boudet, but Arlovsky's a beast. Good for him. Ricky Simón and Oliveira is a sick fight. That kicks off the night. You start off the night with that fight. I took Ricky Simón. But man, that's a dangerous striker to be in there with. That's a really, really cool one. Finch, what's your go-to submission and when you going to upload a tutorial? Well, that's in the past. I've already uploaded some techniques. I actually have one to upload. I have a rear naked strangle to show you, and I have a guillotine to show you, but I've uploaded like question mark kicks. You guys could check out some of my techniques. My favorite submission, I've always liked my triangle choke, man. I got triangle chokes from Mount. I know you don't see that as often. Khabib, right? Khabib and Gaethje. Kind of like that. I like a triangle choke. I get crazy with them in the gym. In an MMA fight, you know, your submission game kind of narrows. You just have the 3 or 4 bread and butter. Although, like, I could still hit a twister on somebody in the, you know, when you're in the gym, you could hit crazy shit, right? Here's my favorite submission. Roman Dolidze is good at this one. A hamstring slicer or a calf slicer. Because I can go, you know, shin into the hamstring or the shin into the calf, right? And those submissions are some of my favorites, especially if I'm rolling with an MMA fighter, because they don't train the legs as much, and that one's nice. And they get pissed if you try to heel hook sometimes. So a calf slicer or a hamstring slicer is nice. Remember when Roman Dolidze got that through some ground and pound? So that's nice. David Chuang with $5. Thanks for all you do, my man. Thanks for all you do. David, I really appreciate that $5. That means a lot, guys. I really, really appreciate it. Finally, let's celebrate their first super on a live stream. Yes. How do I celebrate? I'm hitting this. YouTube. What do I do? Add as a moderator? David, you're not that cool. That's the option I got when I click on yours. So I'll heart it. There you go. Excellent, excellent dono. I really appreciate that. And I got one earlier from Fresno. So I really appreciate that, guys. Hey, if you made some money with some of my advice, I do appreciate that coming back to me. I appreciate you guys. Listen, folks, it's going to be a good card. When I put my, predictions down, I don't normally have 7 or 8, right? That I freaking am confident in or like that much. And then this money line with AJ DeVito right before this, I host a show with him. It was the most fights we've ever disagreed upon. So this is going to be a wild fight card. I hope you guys have fun. I hope you guys enjoyed this. Good luck betting. Bet responsibly. UFC 303 is going to be lit. We'll keep it here every single Monday with all the locks. Until next time, folks. Peace and love.